everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a challenge that some of you are experiencing with your new crown topper extensions. When you receive your crown topper extension, we advise you to lightly wet the hair and fluff it up with your blow dryer and your comb in order for it to look as natural as possible on you. We also advise to do this to create a parting wherever you're wanting the parting to be in your crown topper. So when some of you go to do this with your blow dryer, what happens is when you're done blow drying, you have a bunch of small, short hairs standing up. So the crown topper extension is actually handmade. Every single hair strand on here is woven through the mesh base and then hand tied to that mesh base. And so these shorter hairs are actually the opposite ends of the longer hairs. And so the hair strand has been woven through the mesh and tied, and then each hair strand has about, 4 or 5 inch lengths throughout all the base of the crown topper. And then you have your length from the other ends of those hair strands. The reason this extension is designed and made this way is to create all this volume in the base. So the short hairs along with the long hairs, that's what creates all this beautiful volume that's very natural looking. It's not too much and it's not too little. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to correct these little hairs from standing up like this and looking like a crazy flyaway mess. And we're going to get them to lay down really nicely. And I do want to point out that when it's brand new, it could do this just because the hair needs to be worked with, it needs to be worn. The heat from your scalp needs to help relax the hair and then mold and make it even more pliable to your head shape. So first, before we get into correcting those little hairs from standing up like that, I first want to go over why it may have occurred. So when you go to fluff up your crown topper with your blow dryer, you do not want a blow dryer like this. You want to have the nozzle attachment that has direct airflow. This type of blow dryer without a concentrated nozzle is just basically going to blow out the hair strands and the air in all different directions. You won't have any control without a concentrator nozzle on your blow dryer. So another reason why this may have occurred, even if you have a concentrator nozzle on your blow dryer, is that the hair was completely blow dried, maybe upside down in all different directions. That will definitely make these little hairs stand straight up. So when you go to blow dry your crown topper after lightly wetting it, you want to create your part, or if you don't have a part at all, that's fine. You just want to make sure you have that concentrator nozzle on your blow dryer, and that when you're blow drying the hair, you want to blow dry with that concentrator nozzle and that airflow to blow dry the hair downwards in the direction that you want that hair to lay. So for those of you with a parting, you create the parting just like so, and then on one side you hold the hair down, and then you use your blow dryer with the concentrator nozzle to airflow it in the downward direction. So the next option that you have is to take your straightening iron at a very low heat. I'm at about 280 degrees on mine. So I just basically have the crown topper like this. I'm using my fingers to prop up this side of the extension. I am holding this hair down over on this side, and I'm just going to wiggle my straightening iron in here, and I'm just going to gently press down and kind of go at a curve. I'm going with the curve of the hair so that these little hairs will just relax and lay down with the rest of the hair, which it's already starting to work. There's only a few up here, which a few is not that big of a deal. And so you just kind of go throughout the top of the entire extension, and you just gently just straighten out those hairs to lay down and flat with the rest of the hair. This will help also if you have any frizz, as long as you don't go too fast. If you can see, I'm going pretty slow, but I'm also not clamping very hard either. You don't want to go fast, because going fast with a straightening iron with high heat, even 280 degrees, that's pretty hot. Going really fast with a straightener over hair can create friction and actually make the situation even worse for you. So going slow at a lower heat is ideal. Okay, I feel like I've gotten most of these little guys pretty relaxed. There's only a few still wanting to stand up. So what I'm gonna do is actually go ahead and just put it on. And then next what I'm gonna do is just use a tiny bit of hairspray to help relax these little guys down. And that should do it for you. Definitely make sure that when you're using a straightening iron on these shorter hairs that you're not clamping too tightly, too hard. You're not scraping the straightener over the hair really fast, and you're not using a super high heat. You want to preserve this hair. It is hand tied to the mesh, so it can break off if you're not easy, or it can literally just come right out of the mesh if you yank too hard or get heat too close to the base of the mesh, because that can melt the knot and the seal that each hair strand has in that mesh base. So you want to be just really careful, go really slow, just work with it a little bit, and then if all else fails, if this way doesn't work for you to help get those little guys to lay down, try going back and wetting the hair again. Wet it a little bit more than normal. Make sure you have the concentrator nozzle on your blow dryer, and then make sure you're blow drying the hair completely dry in the direction you want it to lay in. So that'll help as well. We hope you found this video to be very helpful and it answered all your questions. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact us via email at accounts@hiddencrown.com. Make sure to find us on our other social media platforms below, and check out these videos that correlate with the video you just watched.